Imagine if a meth lab explosion accidentally invented the Crock-Pot. Now apply that logic to uranium. 1943, Oak Ridge National Laboratory. Two Americans in radiation suits stare at a valve leaking gas that smells like Satan's burnt toast. Their Nobel Prize-worthy idea. Let's turn this into aerosolized Chernobyl. That's how the Manhattan Project accidentally weaponized your grandma's favorite frying pan. You think Tide Pod challenges are stupid? Try living in a world where the same chemistry that gave us Fat Man gave us Teflon. Those scientists weren't splitting atoms, they were splitting the IQ bell curve. Their accidental discovery bathed a lab in perfluorooctanoic acid, a chemical so indestructible it makes cockroaches look biodegradable. Today, it's in 99% of human bloodstreams and 500 million non-stick skillets worldwide. Here's your whiplash. 500 milligrams could make an elephant dance the Charleston into an early grave. Perfect for flipping omelets or flipping off entire ecosystems when it seeps into groundwater. The DuPont lab rats named it Teflon because forever chemical wasn't sufficiently apocalyptic. Geniuses didn't even notice their guinea pigs developing tumors until someone's lab goldfish grew a third eye. Picture Roy J. Plunkett, DuPont's accidental chemist, staring at his clogged gas cylinder like a raccoon baffled by a trash compactor. Inside, a waxy nightmare that repelled water, grease, and common sense. He called it victory. The Air Force called it bulletproof aircraft lubricant. Meanwhile, factory workers in West Virginia were chugging that carcinogenic Kool-Aid thinking it was just a tummy ache. Now the punchline. This lab accident wasn't even the stupid part. The real fail. Using uranium hexafluoride, a gas so corrosive it eats through concrete, in glorified soda bottles designed by the lowest bidder. One valve jiggle and you've got a room full of PhDs getting a preview of Hiroshima cosplay. Half the team took the next week off with radiological flu. By 1972, fishermen near DuPont plants were catching base with organs made of 80% Teflon. Not metaphorically. Actual fish organs liquefying into non-stick sludge. But hey, at least America's housewives could flip pancakes without scraping. Progress. Here's my Uncle Ned's garage experiment wisdom after drinking antifreeze margaritas. Life hack. Mix wartime desperation, corporate greed, and mutagenic gas. Guaranteed crispy bacon or instant superfund sight. Let's autopsy the timeline. Step 1. Build doomsday device. Step 2. Chemical gas leaks because Jerry forgot to solder valve 3. Step 3. Cleanup crew wipes debris with rags now archived in Nevada's nuclear waste repository. Step 4. Stockholders buy fourth yacht as Kentucky toddlers drink tap water laced with enough PFA to embalm a horse. Deadliest joke. The gas in that lab accident was tetrafluoroethylene. Inhaling it doesn't just kill you, it flash freezes your lungs into decorative paperweights. Birds dropped mid-flight near the vents like someone unplugged nature. Of course, this inspired DuPont's motto, if it shrieks and dies, patent it. Moral, humanity doesn't invent weapons. We beta test household tragedies. Now scrub that pan harder. Your carcinogenic pancakes are burning. But let's discuss incompetence so profound, it accidentally birthed an empire of sticky paper. 1968. 3M scientist Spencer Silver creates a glue weaker than Congress's moral fiber. Bonds with the commitment level of a one-night stand. Holds paper but peels off cleaner than a politician's tax records. Management's reaction. Useless. Burn the lab notes. 5 years. This adhesive mutant gathered dust while executives hyperventilated over Scotch tape sales. Corporate R&D departments operate like toddlers microwaving dynamite. Silver's glue failed every serious application because these visionaries tested it on aircraft wings and engine blocks. Might as well critique a butterfly for not hauling freight trains. Modern equivalent. Tech bros dismissing the internet because it couldn't microwave their ramen. Meanwhile, colleague Art Fry nearly tore his hair out when Bookmark kept abandoning his hymnal like deadbeat dads. That slap of divine irony. His church choir's sheet music looked like a ransom note Frankenstein together by this failed glue. The meeting where Fry pitched repurposing the adhesive as reusable sticky paper. Executives recoiled like he'd suggested marketing herpes as a spa treatment. Consumers want permanent solutions, screeched a VP clutching his delusional market research. Translation: we've invested 7 figures to learn people enjoy licking stamps. They greenlit a pathetic test run under the name Press and Peel, marketing so tepid it made unsalted crackers seem edgy. Here's the cosmic joke. 3M only embraced Post-its after secretaries started stealing samples to label files. Office managers intercepted interdepartmental mail filled with these sticky contraband squares, triggering a black market thriftier than Bitcoin miners. The official 1980 launch succeeded not through corporate genius, but because employees rebelled against their boss's stupidity. Moral: humanity's greatest innovations emerge despite our greed-driven idiocy, like discovering fire because some Cro-Magnon tried to dry gunpowder in a volcano. And now, Post-its hold together everything from corporate mergers to kindergarten art, which tracks. Both involve crayons and catastrophic collapses delayed by sticky paper. But let's talk about the ultimate pharmaceutical Freudian slip. The moment Pfizer scientists realized their angina pill turned patients into walking Montreal bagels. Picture this: early 90s lab in Sandwich, England. Prophetic name, considering where their discovery ended up. Testing compound UK 92480 on elderly men with chest pain. Instead of dilating coronary arteries, it redirected traffic southbound like a horny GPS. Clinical trial notes read like penthouse fanfiction. 70% reported suspiciously persistent recovery symptoms, lasting longer than a Ken Burns documentary. Cue the corporate meltdown. Executives initially treated these side effects like a meth lab in a preschool. Panic, denial, frantic damage control. One project manager famously hissed, "I didn't get 2 STEM degrees to run a dick-doping ring." Their plan B: slash funding and bury the data where Big Pharma hides everything, behind 7 NDAs and a mountain of offshored liabilities. Typical MBA logic. When life gives you boners, pretend they're geological formations. Meanwhile, trial volunteers were experiencing anatomical revolutions. Pensioners who hadn't seen their own feet since the moon landing suddenly sprouted flesh obelisks that could tell time. Male nurses quit en masse, traumatized by geriatric schlongs saluting like overenthusiastic Buckingham Palace guards. The real bombshell. The placebo group staged a mutiny. Picture 50 men in paper gowns demanding the real blue pills while waving erectile metaphors like Civil War sabers. Pfizer's rebranding meeting should be studied as a masterclass in capitalist whiplash. Marketing teams pivoted from angina to erections faster than a Pornhub algorithm. Their slogan brainstorming produced gold. Be ready. Passé. Love at first pill, lazy. Then genius struck Viagra, derived from vigor and Niagara, implying you'll fall into unstoppable sexual torrents. Bonus points. They kept the original blue diamond shape so seniors couldn't confuse it with breath mints, though ER reports still mention men shoving them up nostrils like diesel-powered Pez. The aftermath. Wall Street creamed itself over $4 billion in annual sales, proving capitalism will monetize anything, even failed heart meds that resurrect John Thomas from cryostasis. Divorce lawyers reported a 300% surge in performance enhancement clauses. My third wife included. Shout out to Karen, who left me for a Cialis rep and a heated bidet. And doctors. Suddenly, every urologist became the neighborhood drug dealer, scribbling scripts faster than a Bitcoin miner rigging GPUs. Moral of the story. Modern science thrives on happy accidents born from corporate incompetence. Pfizer stumbled upon the horny grail because they were too cheap to notice their angina trial was basically a 6-month Viagra commercial. Darwin must be cackling. Evolution rewarded humanity's dumbest lab techs with immortality through erections. Survival of the dumbest, indeed. But while Pfizer was busy harvesting blue diamonds of Bonerville, World War I lab rats were cooking up their own brand of explosive innovation. Liquid Fire's bastard love child with bug spray. The geniuses at Germany's Chemical Warfare Service spent 4 years trying to weaponize every element on the periodic table like a bunch of meth heads with a Bunsen burner, accidentally inventing the aerosol can, while attempting to give chlorine gas a Starbucks Frappuccino twist. Picture this: Fritz Haber, yes, the same Nobel Prize-winning sociopath who pioneered Zyklon B's ancestors, stood knee-deep in mustard gas puddles, screaming at his team to make flamethrowers portable. Their solution: compress liquid terror into tins like soda cans from hell. Field tests looked like a Gallagher watermelon smash routine if Gallagher worshipped Moloch. Troops sprayed flaming napalm arcs only to have the tanks explode like Mentos in Coke, roasting the operator into a human s'more. And still, these clowns scribbled notes. Inconvenient self-combustion, perhaps reduce pressure. The irony tsunami hits when Allied scientists, tasked with degassing soldiers who looked like tear-soaked raccoons, stumbled upon the same aerosol tech for medicine. Same nozzle that showered agony now misted decontamination foam. It's like finding out a Hitman speedrun inspired the design of daycare cribs. By 1927, Norwegian overachiever Erik Rothheim patented the spray can, declaring it for applying wax and insecticide. Because nothing says progress like repurposing war crimes for housekeeping. Let's autopsy the stupidity layer by layer. 1. Sarcastic comparison. These chemists were the TikTok influencers of destruction, prioritizing viral over viable. 2. Modern analogy. Their R&D process mirrored crypto bros launching NFTs. Zero real-world utility, fueled by deadly hype. 3. WTF moment. The US military later used aerosol tech to mass distribute bug spray in Vietnam while also developing Agent Orange. Poetry written in toxins. Post-war marketing was a masterstroke of cognitive dissonance. Companies sold convenience, cans of hairspray and whipped cream using the exact pressurized systems that once stored enough cyanide to depopulate Cleveland. My deranged cousin Klaus, who mainlines history's dumbest chapters, once tried restoring a vintage 44's flamethrower aerosol prototype, mistook it for furniture polish, ended up decontaminating Thanksgiving turkey with what we hope was just heavy metals. The napalm nozzle to raid cans pipeline proves humanity's greatest discoveries emerge from our sick obsession with marrying convenience and carnage. We're termites building monuments out of our own feces. Only our feces accidentally invent sunscreen. No wonder 50 million died learning that delivering fire in a squirt bottle ranks slightly above trench foot as questionable life choices. Now, if you'll excuse me, these roaches aren't gonna genocide themselves. So after weaponizing leftover trauma juice into household evils, science reared its beautiful bald head and birthed saccharin through sheer incompetence. Let me set the scene. 1907. Some undercaffeinated lab goblin at Johns Hopkins is elbow-deep in coal tar runoff because industrialists decided bathing in carcinogens was cheaper than paying for ethical waste disposal. Dude licks his unwashed fingers after handling benzoyl sulfamide, violating every lab safety rule written since Paracelsus kicked it from mercury poisoning. What does he discover? Not divine punishment, but diabetes bait. Saccharin's origin story reads like a stoner's cooking show. Whoa, these forbidden crystals on my beaker are kinda sweet. Let's sprinkle this unknown industrial residue into 60 million sodas. Here's why this accident was peak human folly. 1. Sarcastic comparison. This lab tech had the safety instincts of a raccoon drinking antifreeze, yet wound up more influential than Pasteur. 2. Modern analogy. His research method mirrors Silicon Valley's move fast and break things mantra, except instead of toxic apps, he gave us toxic sweeteners linked to bladder tumors in rats. 3. WTF moment. FDA actually banned saccharin in 1912, then unbanned it during wartime sugar rations because apparently desperate housewives needed cupcake cancer more than Victory Gardens needed dignity. The ripple effects of this idiocy are chef's kiss. By the 70s, saccharin was so ubiquitous, Congress had to slap warning labels on it like a creepy uncle at Thanksgiving. Rats got tumors, humans got panic, but diet culture yawned and ordered another tab. My second wife, Lorraine, whose idea of health food was vodka garnished with a vitamin C tablet, stockpiled sweet and low like Bitcoin, found 37 boxes in her fallout shelter next to a manifesto on pre-diabetic preparedness. We're a species that'd snort plutonium if you marketed it as gluten-free. The real punchline. Modern studies now suggest artificial sweeteners increase diabetes risk by nuking your gut biome. So the coal tar wonder drug designed to replace sugar makes you crave more sugar. It's like inventing fireproof pajamas that spontaneously combust, which, incidentally, pajama companies actually did in 1934 using the same lab-grade stupidity. Which brings us to tonight's moral. Humanity doesn't solve problems. We just repackage disasters into something Instagrammable. Our greatest hits include leaded gasoline, radioactive cosmetics, and Chernobyl reactor for moonlit raves. We're botulinum toxin, deadly yet weirdly useful when injected into rich people's foreheads. So next time you reach for that little pink packet, remember, every sweetener is just 3 lab accidents away from becoming a chemical weapon. Stay paranoid, subscribe, or don't, but good luck taste testing your mystery pantry powders without me narrating your Darwin Award acceptance speech. Abrupt silence.